So this is my Orient Kamasu. This is the oldest watch in my collection right now. This is the first educated watch purchase that I've made. Any other watch that I purchased before this one, I purchased based off of just looks or name. Uh, this one is a 41.5 millimeter diameter, 20 mil lugs, screw down crown, screw down case back, fully brushed case, aluminum insert, sapphire crystal, day-day complication, 200-meter dive watch, you know, brush case. The only polishing this case has is just a little chamfer that goes down both sides of the watch. I love the crown guards. I love the dial on this watch. I love the gradient. It goes from blue to black around when they reach closer to the hour markers. The bezel is really good. No back play whatsoever. Again, the lume is pretty good. I really like the gold accents, the gold hands, the gold bezel. Just a really solid watch. Definitely a watch that I take on vacation with me a lot. Just a beautiful, beautiful watch. This is a limited edition, 1 out of 2,800. So it's not really that limited, but it's, I guess, sort of limited. If you've ever had a Orient Kamasu, one of the drawbacks of the watch is the stock bracelet. So I've updated the bracelet on mines with this beads of rice bracelet from Strap Code, fully milled bracelet, fully milled clasp, micro adjustments, solid end links, screwed in links, nice taper from 22 millimeters down to 20. A lot of articulation, very comfortable bracelet. Just elevates the look and feel of the watch. For a $330 watch, you get a lot of bang for your buck. After the Orient, I've acquired this watch, and I found out about this Seagull 1963 from YouTube, watching videos on YouTube, and there's a whole bunch of videos about this watch. I'm not gonna go super in depth, but it's an excellent watch. I think pretty much every starter enthusiast or collector should dabble in a Seagull. I have the 40 millimeter variant, swan neck regulator. The movement is the Seagull ST19 movement. This movement is a mechanical chronograph movement. It's pretty much the only sub $1,000, maybe even more than $1,000, maybe like sub $1,500 mechanical chronograph movement, and that's because it's manufactured in China. Just a beautiful watch, man. I love the polished indices, the polished case, push-pull crown. I love that the crown has a star on it. The star is the logo to what's the company? I forgot the name of the company that makes this particular one. If you look on AliExpress, there's a bunch of companies that make this watch. Red Star. So this one is a Red Star company, which is they are licensed to make these watches. 21 jewels. I love the gold accents. I love the blue and red hands. I love the gold and red star, 21 Zuhans. You know, the Chinese markings on the bottom. I think that it says made in China, which is what I've heard. There's a subtle texture to the dial that you probably can't see on camera, but you know, it's something you'll have to get in hand to really appreciate the texture of the dial. You know, the watch got a lots of praise for the movement, but I think the dial is just as excellent as the movement. Right now I have it on this custom tan brown strap with cream stitching, and I think it kind of matches the watch perfectly. The next acquisition is my Bulova Chronograph A. This is a reissue watch from Bulova's storied history. This is currently the only quartz watch in my collection. It's currently one of two gold tone watches in my collection. The case, I really like the case shape. I think it's called pillowcase. It's either pillowcase or tuno. Tuno. You know, case design. It's a chronograph diver, so it has a 200-meter dive rating, screwed in crown, screwed in case back, 20 mil lugs, sapphire crystal. I love this Pepsi dial. It's only friction based, you know, so there's no ratcheting to it. Just a beautiful, beautiful watch from the 70s. You know, plain case back, you know, just like in the 70s. I love the blue sub dial that's sunken into the main dial, the cream red dial. I love the gold applied indices. Just an elegant watch. Right now I have it on a rally strap, custom made rally strap that I custom made for this particular watch. I think it matches the watch perfectly. I just, you know, it's a dive, like I said, it's a dive chronograph, but to me it just screams, you know, vintage car from the 70s. And I think this strap totally matches that vibe and pulls the look of the watch together. If I was to change one thing about this watch, it'll be the orange accents in the hands. I would probably make those red, but you know, it's not too big of a fuss. So the next watch that I acquired is my Tissot Visidate. This was actually a gift that I received Christmas of last year. I got it from my girlfriend. And this is a beautiful, beautiful dial. It's a champagne sunray dial, fully brushed case, 80-hour power reserve. Tissot is a brand with lots of heritage. You know, modified ETA with a custom Tissot rotor. Just a beautiful, beautiful dial. I tend to call this my imperfect dress watch. The reason why I call it that is because I think the size of it is a little too big for a dress watch. So it's a 42 millimeter watch. To me, if it was 40, not 40, if it was 38 millimeters, I think it would be a perfect size. I think at the size of 42 millimeters, a little bit too big for a dress watch. It makes the crown look super small. It looks out of proportion to the rest of the watch. So if the watch was 38 millimeter diameter, I think the crown would look more proportioned. Another thing that I don't really like about the watch is the 21 millimeter lugs. I wish it was 20 millimeters. But you know, other than that, it's an elegant watch. Beautiful piece. One of the best dials in my collection. Right now I have it on this custom lizard strap that I purchased off of Etsy. And I think it's just an elegant combination. Such a grown-up looking piece. Beautiful, beautiful watch. So the next watch that I acquired, again from influence from YouTube, this is my Seiko Alpinist. This was the first green dial I got in my collection. Beautiful sunburst green dial. So gilt slash gold and green looks so good together. So if you haven't noticed, gold accents is sort of a theme in my collection. So all the watches you've seen so far had gold accents, and pretty much all the watches that I'm gonna show after this have gold accents. I just really like gold. You know, I don't have a bunch of like gaudy like gold cases, but I really like gold accents. So I consider this watch the best go anywhere, do anything watch under $800. And I actually purchased this one for around $650. So which is even an even better deal. It's a 200 meter rated sports watch. You have a screw down crown. You have crown guards. You have a crown at 4, which controls a inner rotating bezel, compass bezel. You have 70 or 72 hour power reserve. You know, I love the cathedral hands. I love that it's semi-skeletonized. I love the size. This is a 39 millimeter watch, 20 mil lugs. You know, there's not much to complain about this watch. Any gripes I have is the case back is kind of plain. When you look at some of the original Alpinists, they had these like solid engraved case backs. I wish this had that. Another drawback is there's like quite a bit of rotor jiggle with these. Well, I don't know if it's all 6R Seiko movements, but in this watch, you know, there's quite a bit of rotor jiggle. Sometimes, you know, you'll have the watch on and then a sudden move of your wrist and you'll hear this noise that kind of sounds like the watch is broken, but you know, that's just the rotor jiggle. A lot of people don't like the Cyclops. It doesn't bother me. I think it works. It works with the watch. Currently I have it on a president style bracelet from Uncle Seiko, fully milled clasp. There's only 2 micro adjustments there, but I still got a pretty good fit. There's half links in it, solid end links, push pins to remove the links. You know, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this watch. There's so many videos on YouTube about this watch. I think just a nitpick, I think, you know, I should have a S on my crown. You know, for $800 retail, come on Seiko, you could put an S on a crown. But you know, other than that, this is just a, you know, perfect one watch for under $800. Excellent versatility. Moving on to the second green dial in my collection. This is a 300 meter dive watch from the micro brand Zillows. Um, I really like this watch. Value for money is excellent. I purchased this secondhand for $400. Even though I purchased it secondhand, it was pretty much new. Um, there was no scratches on it whatsoever. The bracelet was still wrapped in its plastic. Um, the guy told me it was new, but you never know. He probably could have worn it and just took in very good care of it. But not only that, this watch is very durable. It's titanium. Um, I don't know if I said it in the beginning, but it's a Mako version 3 in titanium. And it's a fully titanium case, fully titanium bracelet. Um, Beautiful, beautiful dial. Aluminum bezel insert. I love the crown at 4, screw down crown, screw down case back. The loom is excellent. It's the best loomed watch in my collection. I love the symmetry of the dial with the date at 6. I love that the 12, 6, 9, and 3, kind of resemble shark teeth. Because this Mako is a shark. The bezel is excellent. No back play. Very original design from the brand. Fully brushed titanium case. The bracelet is excellent. It's one of my most comfortable bracelets due to the finish, the fit, on the fly micro adjustment, signed clasp, fully milled, and you have a quick release spring bars, and you have this pretty nice shark engravement on the back. Just a superb bang for money. So if you know anything about titanium watches, that that they scratch pretty easily, and so what Zelos does, they put like a anti-scratch hardening coating on their aluminum watches, their titanium watches, and I've had this for about a year now, and knock on wood, it hasn't really scratched yet. So the hardening coating that they use is really good, really beautiful dial. It's this gradient, green to black. There's also this whirlpool texture to it. One gripe, I guess, just a nitpick. I wish the bezel insert wasn't aluminum but ceramic. Why I say that is because not only is ceramic scratch proof, but the dial and the bezel, I think they're the same shade of green, but it doesn't read that way. And the reason is because the dial is so shiny, but the bezel insert is kind of matte, and I think that's because of the aluminum bezel. If it was ceramic, I think it would be more shinier, and I think the colors would match a little bit more. But that's just nitpicking. I have nothing really bad to say about this watch. So the next acquisition was this Smith's Trans Global. This is a really elegant watch, really beautiful. I often consider it to be my most complimented watch. People compliment this watch all the time. I post, collection pics all the time on, on the internet, and people always seem to comment on this watch. I just really enjoy the powder blue dial. I love how the dial is stepped with the hour indices on a raised, I guess, chaptering, and the chaptering is grooved. I hope you can see it. Gold indices again, which I love. The Smith's logo and the quadrants are marked, printed on. I'm sorry, 38 millimeter watch. So this is a dress watch because there's no lume on it, and it's a fully brushed case, fully polished case. I'm sorry, but it's spec'd like a sports watch, and by that I mean it's a screw down crown, screw down case back, 100 meters of water resistant rating, and it's anti-magnetic. And it also comes on this very sporty beads of rice bracelet. This is a very comfortable bracelet, very articulate, nice taper down to 20 to 16. I love the engraving on the back. So these watches are kind of notorious for being hard to acquire because the micro brand that makes these watches is a company called Time Factors, and the company only opens once or twice a month for like a few minutes, 5-6 minutes. So this was a bit of an impulse buy for me because I saw people posting Smiths and I always found them to be attractive watches, but I realized that I don't really see them anywhere. So I saw a post with some Smiths watches, and I inquired, and they told me that about the process on how to get one of these. So I went on Time Factor's website. I found out the next date and time where the store will be open. I set an alarm, and the alarm went off. I got up, I went to my phone, and I logged in, and the store was open, and I put the watch in my cart and I purchased it. It was pretty easy for me to get the watch, but I know a lot of people have trouble getting them. But it's a really good watch. One of the drawbacks of this watch to me is it's a 9 series Miyota movement, and it's really grainy. That's just the characteristics of the movement though. The Zelos is kind of like that also. Those calibers, they just feel kind of grainy when you wind them. That's pretty much the only drawback I have to this watch. So the very next acquisition is my Young Hans Max Bill. I think I actually purchased this watch before the Smiths, but it took me about a month, maybe a month and a week, from when I ordered it until when I actually got it. So I'm in the architectural industry. I went to school for architecture. So in school, we studied Bauhaus design, and this is a Bauhaus designed watch with the principle from the school of Bauhaus. Form follows function. Very minimalistic. Not much decoration. Everything on the watch needs to be there. I kid that my Tissot Visit is an imperfect dress watch. Well, this is a perfect dress watch in my opinion. I just think it's excellently executed. I love the distortion you get from the sapphire bezel, sapphire crystal. I love the bezel-less design. I just think this is an excellent watch, man. I like the light plate. You see the light you get from that bezel, from that crystal. Date function. stick hands, lined indices. I love the two loom pips at 12, loom pips at 3, 6, and 9. Case back is pretty utilitarian with the Max Bell signature on there. I just think this is an excellent watch. The winding on this watch is excellent. When you change the date, it's so audible. I believe it's a Salida in here. The quality of this watch is just through the roof. I have it on this custom made not a lizard. This is a custom made ostrich leg I got from Etsy. I just think it makes the watch look so elegant, so adult, you know, super thin watch, goes under any cuff. Perfect, you know, with a suit. Elegant watch. So this is a watch that I'm kind of surprised to how much I like this watch. I say that because I purchased it just because I used to see people online talking about Vostok, and you know, some people love it, some people hate it. I just wanted to see what the fuss was about. They're so affordable. I got this watch for like $115 or so. And that's because I didn't want to wait. I purchased it from a supplier who supplies watches in the United States. If I wanted to purchase this from Russia, I could have gotten it for like maybe $90, maybe less. But you'd have to wait like, you know, a few weeks, maybe a month. What attracted me to this particular version of the Vostok is I really like the dial. There's like a beautiful champagne gradient, not gradient, it's a beautiful textured champagne dial. It reminds me of my Tissot Visit, but the Visit is a sunburst pattern effect, and this is much more of a textured. I love the subdial at 10. I love the 12, 3, 6, and 9 being larger on the watch. It's very legible. I love the case. I love the case design. I love the very small lugs. This is a 42 millimeter diameter watch, but it wears much smaller due to the compact lugs. Screw down crown, 100 meters of water resistance, in-house Vostok calibers, workhorse movement, rated to 10 years before you have to service the movement. Another drawback with these watches, they tend to be, you know, very inaccurate. But surprisingly, this one is really accurate. I guess I was just lucky with just, you know, getting a movement that was regulated, you know, a little bit more than they typically come. This is a acrylic crystal, which is really nice because you kind of get this really nice distortion, which I really love, you know. Really beautiful watch. If I were to change anything on this watch, I would change the bezel. I think it's a little bit too pronounced. It kind of looks like a diver bezel. So if I were to ever modify this watch, I would find a less pronounced bezel, so it could look more like a field watch. I have it on this single pass NATO. It's softer than the stock NATO strap that it came on, and I don't like double pass NATOs because it makes the watch sit a little too high on the wrist. Single passes are fine. And the last watch in my collection, this is my newest acquisition, my latest acquisition. This is my Longines Zulu Time. This is sort of a girl watch for me. Um, when I started getting into watches, this watch was this was like the new thing on the block. And I really liked the watch. I used to see it everywhere online. I just couldn't fathom spending $3,000 on a watch at that time. Even now, I can't really fathom myself spending $3,000 on a watch. I actually got this secondhand. I got it for 2/3 of the price. I bought it. The case when I bought it, the case was in excellent condition, and it still is in excellent condition. Most of most of the wear was on the clasp and the bracelet. As you can see, there's a lot of love on the clasp. I often think about replacing the clasp. Sometimes I want to replace the clasp, and sometimes I just want to keep the clasp because it tells a certain story of the owner before me. But the case was in excellent condition, and most of the bracelet is in excellent condition. This is an excellent watch. I think it's worth the price. What this watch brought to my collection, it brought a true GMT. It brought the only COSC certified movement in my collection. It brought a ceramic bezel in my collection. Just an elegant watch. Longines is a brand with tons and tons of heritage. True GMT. Signed crown, screwed in crown, 100 meters of water resistance, 70 or 72-hour power reserve, anti-magnetic movement, fully brushed case, chamfered edges on each side, really big and grippable crown. I love how the knurling on the crown matches the knurling on the bezel. 24 click ceramic bezel with ceramic ball bearings. The lume on this watch is excellent. The depth on the dial is excellent. You have applied minute. The chaptering is applied with the where you find the minute markers. The indices are applied. The hands, gilt hands, applied. Longines hourglass logo, 5-star, applied, 5 applied stars, which is for the Spirit collection. Really good clasp bracelet. Really beautiful bracelet. Mostly brushed with some polished pieces inside between the lugs, between the links. Quick release spring bars, an engraved case back. You just get a lot with this this watch. Beautiful watch. Green bezel. I promise you green isn't my favorite color, but I just keep getting green and gilt watches. This is just a perfect execution of a pilot's watch by Longines. Pilot watches are usually characterized by the big crown, and they're usually super legible, which this watch checks all the above, and it's also GMT. So and guys, that's my collection. I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. I hope you guys, leave comments. Let me know what you think on my collection. Let me know what you think I should add. Let me know if I'm on the right track. Let me know if I'm just making mistakes. How you guys feel about all my watches having gilt/gold accents. Just let me know, this is my first time making a video on YouTube. I did this for myself. I really wanted to document my travels as an enthusiast. And yeah, and this is my start, please let me know what you guys think. Have a great holiday, everybody. Thank you.